Hi everyone, I'm Annabelle. You're welcome to Deep Truths. Today, we are diving into a question that hits every one of us at some point. What describes you? Who are you? Now, I'm not talking about your job title, your background, or what society has labeled you. I'm talking about the real you, the person you are at your core, beneath the layers of life. Let me start with a story of two mirrors. A man wakes up, rushes into the bathroom, looks into the mirror, and sighs. He sees his flaws, the mistake he's made, the things he wishes he could change. The mirror reflects his failure and insecurities. Later that day, he meets an old friend who, despite everything, sees something different. His friend says to him, "You're always so strong, so resilient. I've always admired your kindness." And for a moment, he glimpses himself through his friend's eyes. A mirror that reflects his potentials, his goodness, his purpose. Now, here's the question. What mirror do you look at every day? Because how we see ourselves shapes everything. It shapes our decisions, our relationships, our life directions. The Bible has some profound truths on this. First, let's look at Jeremiah 1 verse 5 that says, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart." Your identity was set before you ever made a mistake, before anyone had a chance to judge you, and before you even knew yourself. God knows your potential because He put it there. So why are we so quick to let the word, or worse, ourselves, define us by anything less? In the book of Proverbs 23 verse 7, it says, "As a man thinks in his heart, so is he." What you think about yourself becomes your reality. You walk the path of your self-perception. That's why it's crucial to have a truthful, empowering view of who you are. We live in a world that loves labels. Labels like successful, failure, introvert, extrovert, too old, too young. To put it simply, labels limit. God doesn't see labels. He sees the heart. First Samuel 16 verse 7 reminds us, man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. So what happens when you constantly battling between what the word says and what God says? What happens is that you get stuck, you hesitate. And let me tell you, hesitation is the enemy of destiny. Moses almost didn't step into his purpose because of how he saw himself. In Exodus 3 verse 11, he said, "Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh?" Moses was focused on his limitations, but God saw in him a leader. Now, I want to pause here and say something important. You are not the only one wrestling with this question. I don't care how successful someone looks. Everyone has had a moment where they felt unqualified, unloved, or just plain lost. Even the Apostle Paul, after doing all these great things, called himself the chief of sinners in 1 Timothy 1 verse 15. So, if you feel a little messy or broken right now, Congratulations, you are human. The reassuring thing is, God uses the broken. He used David, the shepherd boy, to defeat a giant, and he became a king. He used Rahab, a prostitute, to protect his people, and she became part of the lineage of Christ. He used Peter, who denied Jesus 3 times, to build his church. So how do we get unstuck? How do we stop being our own worst critics and start seeing ourselves the way God sees us? The solution is for you to shift the lens. Renew your mind daily. Romans 12 verse 2 says, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. That means filling your thoughts with what God says about you. What are you feeding your mind every day? If all you do is scroll through social media, comparing yourself to everyone else, that is not nourishment. Start your day with truth. Surround yourself with the right mirrors. You need people who reflect back to you your potentials, not your limitations. Proverbs 27 verse 17 says, as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. Find those people who sharpens you, who reminds you of your worth when you forget. Embrace your journey. Stop looking for perfection and start looking for progress. Philippians 1 verse 6 promises, he who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion. You are a work in progress, and that's okay. Keep moving, keep growing, and trust the process. Act even when unsure. Sometimes you won't have all the answers, and that's all right. When God called Gideon to lead an army, he had doubts. Gideon asked God for signs twice, yet God still used him in Judges 6 verse 7. Taking action despite them is what builds faith. So here is what I want you to take away today. You are not defined by your failure or your fears. You are defined by your Creator. And the beautiful part is, no matter where you are in life, whether on top of a mountain or feeling like you're stuck in a valley, God is working on you. He sees the masterpiece in you that you may not even recognize yet. But you have a part to play. Stop staring at the mirror of self-doubt and start looking into the mirror of grace, where God's reflection of you is all that matters. In closing, I will leave you with Ephesians 2 verse 10. For we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do. Go out and live like you believe it. If you enjoyed this video, show some love by hitting the like button. Your support means so much and help me to bring content that really connects with you. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Your feedbacks inspire me and shapes what comes next. Thanks for watching, engaging, and for being a part of this journey. Thank you.